What's up, everybody? FSC Trucking. Hey, we're going to continue with the series I've been calling The Road to G-Backs. Let me tell you, between Shimon's Cabover and Black Dog, we had a lot to get done in a very short amount of time. So with that, we're just going to jump right into the series. See them stacks? They didn't just appear there. 4-state trucks hooked them up right there, and you can get stacks just like them right there. Those are 8-inch stacks. A nice, beautiful kit for a 379 Peterbilt. You can get them too. Right here, promo code BLACKDOG10. BLACKDOG10 gets you 10% off all things Chrome Shop Mafia 4-state trucks. In addition to that, boys and girls, I know that not everybody can make it to the Guilty by Association Truck Show. Obviously, we've been there and now came back. But we were selling merch there. Now, you can get on the same deal as everybody that got there and bought merch from our booth. Right here is my website, fsctrucking.com. Use my promo code GBATS8. GBATS8. Now what that is real simple. I'm trying to eliminate shipping. Now obviously, someone's got to pay the shipping. Typically, shipping runs about $8 per unit. So what we're going to do is take $8 off each shirt that you order. That's right, each unit. That's right, so if you buy 2 shirts, it's $16. If you buy 1, it's $8, and on it goes. GBATS8. Put in GBATS8 in the promo code at checkout, and that takes the shipping and puts it on me. That way, basically, you guys are rolling out as if you showed up at GBATS and got a shirt. No shipping that way. Shipping is about $8, give and take. So $8, that's pretty close to evens it out. Right there's your deal. Black Dog 10 for Chrome Shop Mafia, 4-state trucks. GBATS8 for my merch, FSCTrucking.com. Can't wait to see you at the next event. Hopefully with Orwell. We'll see. How many is that? Now this is the scariest part of the whole job, I think. These 4 bolts got to come out, and if they fight, it can get ugly. And I spun it out nice and easy. and then just grip it and hope for the best. Well, if nothing else, we'll get better fuel economy because we saved a lot of weight. Now this horseshoe piece that holds the factory exhaust is rivets here. So it's like the bottom one you got to unbolt, the top ones you grind the rivets off, and you bolt the brackets for your new stacks to this bracket here, this top piece. guess now it's safe to say we officially start the install. This bracket here for the lower sleeper mount right here, and a hardware kit. So I remember doing my yellow 379 years ago. I think we went with 6 or 7 inch stacks. I'm not sure. These are 8s. But anyway, I remember having to buy hardware kit separate. So first they sent me everything needed for this. So here's all the nuts and bolts. These are 8 bolts, 8 washers and nuts, or not nuts, but these are 8 bolts, lock washers and flat washers, 4 each side. And then your bracket. Now locally, I bought one of these at Big Rig Chrome Shop, which they're literally down the block from me here. They're in Oshkosh. I bought one of these because I was trying to figure out how I was going to put stacks on Elaine sitting outside. And it turns out this bracket will also work because of that rounded edge around the sleeper. So there's your chrome plated bracket, curved, and a rubber or plastic isolator to go between the chrome steel and the aluminum, well, that's got to be steel, part of the cab, rubber. Alrighty everybody, try to not make it a boring video. I went ahead and removed, actually earlier, I removed the white pipe, the factory one, from underneath the truck. Took the brackets off, them little rubber brackets that kind of help support the pipe. And then I installed the pipe. Now this is a 3-piece pipe here. So you got the elbow, the center section, and then the top section way up there. It's all loose, it's not permanently installed because I have to have the 2 pipes angled up to line up perfectly together. So now at this point, I wanted to like make sure we can get it looking good. But man, that does look pretty nice. I like that. It's that'll take some getting used to again. It's a kind of funny story. I used to get in my old 379, my yellow one, all the time, and you jump up in there, and I would brush my arm against the side of the stack, and it might be a little warm. So we got this side removed. You see me take both sides off earlier. So there's our factory Y pipe, flex pipe that broke right there and so on. So there's your factory pipe. So under the truck, you'll see that's the elbow and the entrance to it right there. And then of course we got the pipe coming from the turbo to downpipe. And this truck's got a bracket. You can see the bracket right there holding that pipe up. So we have to slide the Y pipe across and into there and then line it up with here. Then there's a piece of flex that's going to go between the Y pipe and this down pipe here. That fits in nice. I'm gonna have to shorten that sucker and put a flex pipe in it, ain't I? Looks that way. Alright, we'll leave this sit here for now, and let's get the brackets mounted and get the elbows, and at least get it mocked up. Alright, so the kit comes with this clamp, so let me cut this off. I want to leave most of this on just so you don't scratch the heck out of it. I mean, it's underneath the truck, it's going to get wrecked, but you don't have to wreck it now. That's good enough for mock-up. Next we install this bracket. This is the one that replaces where the factory one was. They wrap all the chrome in this nice little plastic protector, and then so here's your bracket. It goes on like so. Then they give you this rubber piece that goes between the cab and that bracket. Nice flappy rubber. But there are two rivets here. It might be hard to see. One there and one there. So what I do, put an indent, now you can see where the rivets are. Take your cutter and cut them out. Voila. All you're doing is making relief points so the bracket sits more flat rather than having them rivets having to indent in here and possibly creating an alignment issue with this bracket. And these are 3/8 bolts, coarse thread, in case you have to replace these yourself on your own truck or whatever. I will say that and not every kit is exact and perfect. Sometimes you have to do a little bit of trimming, just like that gasket I had to cut those reliefs from the rivets. I don't know if every Peterbilt has those. This one does. I know when we do the stacks on Elaine, it's going to be a little bit of a kit bash, meaning multiple components of this kit, but it won't go exact like this kit. But these brackets do go well into the sleeper. And on that truck, that's how the stacks are held by the sleeper. Excellent. Now we got to put the larger clamps on. Alright, so now we install these. Ha! Forgot about that. Voila. So now what we do, here's the bolts for those too, right here in this bag. Take our isolators, put them in the hole, the other side. And we take a bolt, a flat washer, another flat washer, lock washer, and the lock nut. Flat washer bolt, take like this. Here, the direction of these bolts, this will become a debate later. You'll see what I mean. So then the isolator, flat washers like so. Oh, I got 2 lock washers. Lock washer, then stainless steel nylocks. Thread that on like so. And like I said, repeat the process. Flat washer, a bolt, a nut, another flat washer, lock nut. Flat washer, bolt, in the isolator, flat washer, lock washer, lock nut. And that goes like so. Now here's that debate I was telling you about. These are carriage bolts. So they're round headed on one side with the square, and this should go in there, and then it won't turn because the square lines up with the square and you tighten it. But you got a picture, if you put it in like that, it's a smoother look. But how do you get a wrench back here? Here it's not so bad. Up high, that's where the problem is. So I'm thinking the bottom one we'll put with the nut facing the inside of the truck. And the top one we might do the opposite, because I don't know how to get a nut in, a wrench in here to tighten this. On this side it's not so bad. Not gonna lie, I wish I had an ifter bracket to put in here too. Well, we could back these off and put an ifter bracket on there later. I'll probably do that. But that's how it'll sit. That's how it'll hold the pipe, elbow in here, and the joint between the two meet in this 2-inch or 3-inch space here. Rubber isolators go in. Stay. Like the bottom, flat washer, bolt, flat washer, lock washer, and nut. I'll mock them up on wood for now. Just need to place this here to hold up the elbow. On the other side, it seems to work out with 2 2x4s or 2 4x4s up, and then a pair of 2x crossways like so. That seems to be pretty much even. That lines the seam to be right here, about halfway. Here's our elbow. We'll try to protect the kit as best as we can, keeping most of this wrap on it as long as we can. Now we just have to open the top. It's a little slippery, ain't it? You can see where it bevels here. That's the other piece. The center will slide over this. That'll work better on the other side. Maybe if I move this, it'll work better. That ain't worth the cost of admission right there, boys and girls. We're running without it. Just trying to be careful. Up you go. There we go. Then we have to get it to go in the Y pipe, or Y pipe go in it, excuse me. Ish like that. There's your seam. Alright. So now let's put our lumber underneath. There we go. All right, that looks like it lines up fairly reasonable. Now this kit comes with two different pipes. This is a 52-inch length. And this is a, where is it? 60. This is the 52-inch, this is 60. The 60, the only difference you can tell between the top and bottom is the part numbers etched in it. This one is very obvious. The 52 is your middle. Here's our center pipe. When I did Orwell's exhaust, a lot of guys were referring to the center as the barrel. I don't really know why. It's probably irrelevant. There's a blade in it. All right, as you can see here, it narrows down. This is the top, because this is where the top piece goes over it. This piece will go, or this piece will go in to here. So what we'll do is we'll flip it. That end goes up in. All right. Next we put the top piece on. Which end is the top? This is the top. I don't see a part number on it. There's her etching. There's her part number etched on the outside right there. Right there. Perfect. Now here's your show truck versus working truck debate. I guess for lack of a better term when it comes to me. Which way do you put these bolts? If you put it this way, like that, how do you get in here and tighten that? Maybe with a swivel and a ratchet from out here. That'd be the only way. The bottom one's even worse. You have to come in from here. Or do you do it the opposite direction? Maybe it is doable from in here. I could try it. Problem is, once you tighten this stuff, it's stainless. Stuff binds. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea to take it all apart, but never seize on it, to be honest. Pretty sure it's what I'll do. Quiet. See, that just looks a little prettier than the nuts and the bolts sticking out, but does it matter? Now off camera, I did a quick relocation of this bracket that's bolted behind the step box that holds the exhaust pipe up. That pipe has to be shortened and flex pipe put on it. I'll show you from underneath. Alrighty, now so before we get ahead and hook up the Y pipe to the exhaust on the truck, I have to basically bolt the pipes to the stand. I have to bolt the pipe solid to the sleeper because to get them pipes to line up right, we've got to get the cab up to ride height. Truck's been sitting for a while and the cab aired down. If I air up the cab with the pipes loose, the cab will rise up and the pipes will stay still. So I already lined up on the side to see to make sure that they're front to back the way we want them. Lined up based on the door frame on the cab plus the gap between the sleeper and the pipe itself. So now I'm going to go ahead and do is let's go ahead and lock these down on both sides. I decided at least on the bottom I'm going to put the nuts on the inside and the outside of the carriage bolts facing out, at least on the bottom. The top one, I got to figure that out still. socket. Now I know what everybody's gonna say, that looks better than that, but in reality this is more obvious when you're down here. You're not really looking that high, and if you ever have to take that off, you just can't access that up there. Maybe you can if you had a different tool or whatever, but whatever. It doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to look good and work. So what I do so I don't have to start the engine, because honestly I want to hear it through the pipes rather than through the exhaust that's been cut off, is I make this adapter to take place of the air compressor itself. So this is the line here that goes to the air dryer. And then I'll hook this to shop air. This way the cab and all the other pneumatic systems will operate normally. Excellent. Now I just got to keep that straight when I clamp down the Y pipe to the elbows. Now, obviously, I've been working with multiple projects at once with this truck. So in this video, we're messing with the stacks, but we're also dealing with the horns. We're dealing with the bumper. So we're not going to take it for a ride, but you know I'm curious. Now, I'm definitely curious. We're not going for a ride or nothing, but I really, really, really want to hear it. So I'm just going to reach in and fire it up, and let's see what this sounds like.
Stand tall, no fear, no mercy. This is the grind, this is the moment.